First and 10 for the Hornets. The ball at their own 42-yard line. This time they stop Tree Lane Barkley before he can get around the far side. Putting the finishing touches on him, number 72, Jay Gobiola. And no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Ball still just about the 42-yard line. Things settling down defensively for both squads now. Only really the one long breaker early going in the early going of the first quarter. And head coach Charles Brown tells me this Hornet team may mix in between 7, 8, and 10 passes a game. So we might look for a passing play coming up here in the next couple of moments. However, this time a successful running play over the right side. Number 33 breaks it down the sideline before being strung out of bounds. Jackson, really a load to bring down for head coach Charles Brown's Valencia Park Hornets, doing a fine job from his running back position and gives the Hornets a big first down before being bopped out of bounds over here on the Seahawks sideline. 1st and 10, the Hornets will play it from their 35-yard line. Correction, the Skyline 35-yard line. And the handoff is to Barkley this time. And both knees touch the turf. It'll bring up a 2nd down after a loss of about 3 yards. Of course, we are playing on artificial grass here. Correction, natural grass here at Mira Mesa High School. Been a couple of weeks for George and I, so a little tongue-tied here in the early going. We'll get it all straightened out. The Hornets in green pants, white jerseys with green numerals and white helmets. And the Seahawks of Skyline, the white pants with the blue jerseys and gold numerals. Up the middle this time, Jackson finds a decent gain behind his offensive line before being brought down by number 6. We've called his name before, Mark Alexander, on the stop. Able to bring down number 33, Raymond Jackson, this time. Bring up a 3rd down and 5, a big play here for the Seahawk defense. Trying to prevent that Hornet offense from doing any more damage here in the first half. Still very much in this contest, trailing only 6-0. Exactly 8 minutes to go in the first half. Jackson tries the left side, and I think he'll come up short. Bring up 4th and about 2.5 or 3 yards to go. And from this field position, of course, the Hornets will elect to go for it. The ball at the 27-yard line. Big play, 4th down and 1. Instructions being barked to the Seahawk defense. It's an errant snap. And the quarterback, Stacy Robinson, it's still a live ball. Offensive guard moved. Illegal procedure, the call, against Valencia Park. It'll push him back 5 yards, and it'll bring up a 4th and 6 now instead of 4th and 1.
Hey, man, they're not going to put the ball down.
Tough break for VP.
They will punt this one. I don't care if they do, man.
The ball now back outside the 30-yard line. It'll be a 4th and 6 from the 32. Bad snap on the play. Looks like Jesse Franks may be handling the snapping duties. And this time it appears they're going to punt. But number 55 jumps off sides to give him the 5 yards back. Trinneal Ross. And on 4th and 1, we may see VP elect to go for it this time. Just when it appeared that VP was going to have to punt, number 55, Trinneal Ross, jumps across too early for Skyline, gives the 5 yards back, and brings up a decision for head coach Charles Brown and the Valencia Park Hornets. They'll call a timeout with 7 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the first half. They lead 6-0. On 4th and 1, look for Robinson to hand off to Jackson. And he does from the tailback position. He busted up the middle. Touchdown, Raymond Jackson. Right up the heart of the Skyline defense on 4th and 1. Raymond Jackson explodes for a 27-yard touchdown. 12-0 Valencia Park. 6:55 to go in the first half. with the conversion coming up. Raymond Jackson with a blaze of speed right up the middle gives Valencia Park a 2-touchdown advantage, 12-0. And the Skyline offense could have to get on track behind Jay Anderson, Reggie Nelson, and Lonnie Bergeron. Jackson tries the right side this time, and he's in. The conversion successful. And at the half, no doubt the coaching staff for Skyline going to have to make some adjustments to try and stop number 33, Raymond Jackson, who with that conversion has given the Valencia Park Hornets a 13-0 lead with 6:55 to go in the first half. This the first of 3 title games for the Valencia Park Hornet Pop Warner organization, doing a great job in 1988. The next game will be the Pee Wee Championship against the South Bay Eagles, followed by the Junior Midget Championship, Valencia Park taking on the Aztecs of Chula Vista. Kicking off for the Hornets, number 81, Michael Yancey. And number 30 picks it up short, Deshane Gray. Nice stick on the play by numbers 40 and 32, Fred Edwards, number 40. And number 32, Tracy Tannehill, also in on the stop. But the Seahawks enjoy perhaps their best field position of the game. Quarterback Jay Anderson this time hands off to a new ball carrier. Haven't called his name yet. Number 10, John Turnage, tries the middle of the Valencia Park defense. Gains maybe a yard or two. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. Seahawks face a 2nd down and 8. The ball just about the 45-yard line. Finding the going difficult here in the first half, both offensively and defensively. Turnage coming right towards us. With that face gear that's becoming so popular in the NFL, it looks like a little bit of a plexiglass mask on number 10, John Turnage, I believe. 5:36, 5:35 to go in the first half. And checking out of the lineup, number 66, Billy Todd, a lineman. And in there, Ahmad Steele, number 63. Number 74, Troy Munson. Number 50 also in there, James Moses. As Anderson prepares to take the snap from center, number 60, Roosevelt Middlebrook, tries a long pass attempt, the first of the game. And we're going to have pass interference on number 26. Getting in there a little early on Michael Johnson, number 80, the intended receiver. Number 26, Chris Hinton. Chris Hinton, a familiar name. There's a star holdout offensive lineman for the Indianapolis Colts with the same name, Chris Hinton. The Colts tomorrow taking on the Minnesota Vikings as the big boys enter week 12 of the National Football League. A lot of great matchups. The Seattle Seahawks, while we're speaking of Seahawks, will play early, 10 o'clock in the morning at Arrowhead Stadium against the Kansas City Chiefs. Also a new Hornet organization in the professional ranks, the Charlotte Hornets of the National Basketball Association. Number 42 breaks it over the left side. He may go all the way for a touchdown. Number 42, Skyline's Lonnie Bergeron, breaks a 55-yard run and quickly gets the Seahawks back in this game, 13-6. Lonnie Bergeron explodes over the left side for the big touchdown, and the Seahawks back in business, 13-6, inside 5 minutes to go in the first half. Might look for Bergeron again. However, Jay Anderson creamed by number 22, John Robinson. We told you about him earlier. John Robinson with a huge hit on quarterback Jay Anderson. But the Seahawks back in this one, 13-6, 4:59 to go in the first half. Brian Tackett and George Marble for Video Depot. The Seahawks kicking off to the Hornets. Kicking off for the Seahawks, and a nice kick it is. Number 80, that's a live football. Number 33 trying to pick it up, Raymond Jackson. Not going to work to his advantage. As number 32, Reggie Nelson, a first one down there to make the stop. Also down quickly, quarterback Jay Anderson. Nice work by the Seahawks special teams unit. And they pin the Hornets inside their own 20-yard line. They'll play it 1st and 10 from the 19. We've got an injury on the field on our sideline. Number 63, I believe that's Moses, Ahmad Steele, correction. A lineman gets some assistance off the field from his coaching staff. He seems to be okay. 4 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the first half. A well-played game between Valencia Park and Skyline. The Hornets leading at 13-6. Quarterback Stacy Robinson with the eye backfield behind him. Hands off to Jackson over the right side. Looks like they may have his number this time. He had 75 yards of clear sailing if he got by number 31, but he didn't. Shaw Jackson on the stop. And it'll bring up a second down and about 3.5 or 4 yards to go following the 6-yard gain. Just about 4 minutes to go in the first half. And thank goodness not too hot out here today. Saturday, November the 19th, the Q Bowl, bringing to an end another great Pop Warner Mira Mesa Scripps Ranch football season. And this organization has done it very well throughout the year. Valencia Park, number 82, Tree Lane Barkley over the right side, brought down by number 55, Trinneal Ross. But not before he can pick up a first down, I believe. And the chain gang moves on. The ball just inside the 30-yard line. First down, Valencia Park. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. We've seen only one passing play thus far. And that was an incomplete pass. This time Jackson tries the right side, picks up a couple. There was a penalty, of course, on that pass play. This time they stopped by number 41 for Skyline. That is Glendale Green. That's a good football name. Glendale Green on the stop of number 33, Raymond Jackson. Inside 3 minutes to go now in the first half. Rather quickly played first half. Again, with the overwhelming majority of plays being running plays. Raymond Jackson up the middle again. Running over, through, and around the Seattle, Skyline Seahawk defense. A couple of other key matchups. Seahawk fans will be watching very closely what happens in New Orleans as the Denver Broncos, tied with Seattle for first in the AFC West, will go to the Superdome to take on the New Orleans Saints, leading the NFC West with an 8-3 record. Jackson over the left side. May have picked up the first down, maybe not, as the Seahawk defense stiffens just a little. 4th and inches, big play if they can hold them. Raymond Jackson, however, gets the first down, and a big one it is. Just about 1.5 minutes to go. That first down undoubtedly will enable the Hornet offense to run out the clock. And number 41, Glendale Green, again on the stop. Receiving some very supportive spotting assistance from Lee Bostic. Lee visiting San Diego from New Orleans, helping us out quite a bit here today. It's going to be a long one. 5 games in a row with VP in the first 3 of them. A new number this time, number 32, Tracy Tannehill. Tries the right side. We're just about the 1 minute mark as number 55, Trinneal Ross, in on the stop. Ross and Green, along with number 53, Clarence Black, establishing themselves as the stalwarts on defense for the Skyline Seahawks. Coming up on the first half intermission, we'll get with both head coaches, Richard Hayes of Skyline and Valencia Park's Charles Brown, to discuss the first half. A well-played one. And that man right there, Raymond Jackson, very much a part of this offense, the workhorse, helping to pad that Hornet lead, which was 6-0, got it up to 13-0 on the blast up the middle moments ago, before Skyline able to counter with a touchdown of their own by number 42, Lonnie Bergeron, to account for our 13-6 score. This will be the last play of the half, and they may not even get this one off. 3, 2, 1 second. That will be the last play of the first half. Number 33, Jackson, over the left side. And it's 13-6, Valencia Park. George Marble and Brian Sackett for Video Depot. We'll have a 15-minute intermission. That'll give us lots of time to get with both the head coaches to discuss the first half. And we will do that as the first half is underway. Our first game, a long day, the Q Bowl Championship, 13-6, Valencia Park leading Skyline. With me, head coach Charles. Valencia Park leading Skyline. With me, head coach Charles Brown. Coach, assess the first half, if you will.
I think defensively we're there. Offensively, we have to get a little bit more life into us, but I think it's going to happen in the second half. Seems like we're going a little bit conservative, but actually we're just trying to control the game. We want to play at our pace rather than their pace. And on that touchdown run that they got, it was just a mental error on our linebacker. He just didn't fill a hole like he was supposed to, but he was backing up instead.
Well, in our pregame conversation, you told me about Trelane Barkley and, of course, Raymond Jackson. Barkley set up your first touchdown with a big sweep around the right side. Correct. Jackson scores both, the second on a 4th and 1. That was a little interesting with the penalties going back and forth.
Well, what we were going to do, we were going to try a fake punt. But then with all the confusion, we decided to go ahead and run a play from it, because if we had punted from that point, they would have been ready for a fake. So they were going to be ready for a run, so we may as well run the ball. So we just gave the ball to our horse.
So many times you see that on 4th and short, a team's able to break it for a long one. Right. And at 13-0, you must have been feeling pretty comfortable before the big breaker by Bergeron for Valencia Park. Yeah. Rather for Skyline.
For Skyline, yeah, correct. We were. But Bergeron's a good back, and he's a durable back, and when he sees an opening, he's going to go for it.
Well, this is a big game for a couple of reasons. Not only, of course, because it's for the championship, but you teams finished tied 7-1-1, and of course your tie was against each other, a 12-12 affair.
Correct. What's so ironic about this whole thing right here? Last year we played in the Q Bowl, this game right here, and we tied in the Q Bowl. And then we met this year and we tied, and now here we are again.
Okay, well, it's a hat trick. Somebody's going to try and win one out of 3, 2 ties, and can't end this one in a tie, I would guess.
It'll be green and white. It'll be green and white.
All right, the first of 3 games being played by the Valencia Park Hornet organization. Championship games in the first 3 this morning. Head coach Charles Brown of the Hornets enjoying a 13-6 lead. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be getting with the other head coach, Richard Hayes, for the Skyline Seahawks. I've got these two teams confused for some reason. Halftime continues for Video Depot. Coach Richard Hayes, assess the first half for me, if you will. We just got the feedback from your coaching counterpart.
Okay, what we got to do is we got to stop the running up the middle. What they're doing is running up the middle, and it's pretty good. What we got to do is tighten up and slow it up right there. And our offense need to get on the field a little bit more, stay on the field a little longer. What they doing basically hurting us is they just having too much time on the field, picking up the first down. What we got to do, we got to adjust to that and stop from going up the middle.
You got to think trailing by 7 right now at the half that your team's got to score next. Can't go down 2 touchdowns with a defense that could get tired in the latter stages of the second half.
Well, we get the ball the first series starting the second half, and I think we should be able to go down the field and put something on. It's not so much offense to worry about, the defense right now. And all they got to do is just keep the score right where it's at, and we will score on them. So I'm quite sure this first series is going to be important. If we score on this first series, we'll be okay.
Their workhorse, Raymond Jackson, number 33, what are you going to do to stop him? You making some sort of adjustments with your defense?
Well, not really. All the kids know him, and they got his number, so they more or less know what's going on there. They'll adjust to that out there on the field. Like I said, they go to school together and everything, and they know he's a workhorse, and they will adjust to that.
Well, you told me about Lonnie Bergeron in the pregame remarks that you and I had. Number 42 explodes for you around the left side with a big touchdown to get you back in this thing. That had to have you breathing a lot easier.
Yes, it did. Like I said, he's one of our workhorses. We got a couple of them, and he's the main workhorse. We need a yard. He'd get that yard for us. So hopefully, he'd go ahead and do it again next quarter.
All right, well, Coach Brown tells us these 2 squads ended in a tie in the Q Bowl title last year. During the regular season this year, you ended in a tie. Might happen again here today.
It's a possibility, but I'm not looking forward to a tie.
All right, thanks, Coach. Head coach Richard Hayes of the still doing it, the Skyline Seahawks. We'll be back for Video Depot, 13-6 at the half. Thanks, Coach.